Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be showing you a little game-changing setup that has just made my life so much easier, especially for when I'm out about in nature and also when I'm away from home. So if you're interested in finding out what that is, come along and let's discuss that a little bit further. Okay, so I thought this week's video would be something a little bit different and hopefully quite of interest of some photographers. I've been really quiet, to be honest, on putting contents up lately, and that's not because I didn't want to do any more videos to put up on my YouTube channel. It's just been the sheer fact of basically the British weather. So every time that I've had a day off from work, which is my only time that I can get out with the camera, we've had nothing but continuous rain and storms, and this has been sort of an ongoing thing since probably the end of September through, and it's kind of been a little bit of a struggle to try and get out into nature and obviously start producing videos. I'm one of them. I'm doesn't normally bother me the weather, but when it's extreme, which is what we've had recently, then obviously you have to call it and say it ain't happening whatsoever. I mean, on some days I've been in work and the weather's been fantastic and perfect for going out, but unfortunately bills have to be paid and we have to work. So I thought today we would do something a little bit different, and like I say, it would be of interest to photographers. Doesn't matter what genre you're in, to be honest, whether you're landscape or you wildlife photography like myself, or you do anything else, you know, your street photography, whatever it is. So most of it is going to be about, because I've had struggles that when I've been away from home and not physically been here, sat here with the Mac, which you can see here at the side of me, problems with backing up images. And recently now, because I've become a content creator, you're finding now that obviously you're using more and more memory cards. So you've got, you know, like I've got my Express card here. I've also got SD cards that I use, which have got all my images on for what I take with my camera. And then obviously you've got your micro SD, or as a lot of people could know it as a TF card. This is what's in my DJI Pocket, which is what I do my recordings from. Now don't get me wrong, you know, I always carry plenty of backup cards, you know. That's one of the things I've always done. I always have multiple of cards with me in my holder. Okay, the express card, I don't. I only have one of them, which is permanently seems to be in my camera. Really, I should get a second one, but you know, it's not been a problem. Obviously, filling it too much and getting that backed up straight away recently. Because I've been out, done a day out, I've returned back home, and I've backed my footage up onto the Mac. But if you follow me on my social media, you'll be aware that obviously in 2026 I'm going to be doing my first international workshop with another photographer, and going to be in a position where obviously, you know, you're going to be carrying more, and then when you're carrying more, you obviously become a problem with weights, especially on flights. Now, in the past, I have always had my my Canon R5 or any other camera that I've used in the past, and I've always carried a MacBook. And as you know, you can do a Wi-Fi connection from your camera to your MacBook and transfer images over that way. And I'm finding it more and more that it's a bind. When I used to go out and do landscape photography and I was out and about in the country anywhere, then that wasn't a problem because it is only maybe a handful of photographs that you're transferring over. But the more and more I'm doing now with video footage and backing up my DJI Pocket here and the amount of images that I'm taking, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not one of them that sticks my finger on the trigger and takes about 1,000 pictures of the same bird. But you can easily rack up a lot of images on a camera on a day shoot. Very easy. And also, we're going abroad. Yes, I've got to carry my camera. Yes, I've got to carry my lenses. But do I really want to be carrying things like a heavy hard drive to connect to my laptop? And obviously a heavy laptop as well. No. That's one thing I don't want to be doing. I did eventually at one point change to a MacBook Pro, which is what I've got here. This is my MacBook Pro, and that become the lighter way than carrying a laptop. Great, that's fine. But again, I was still transferring things from my Canon R5 using the Wi-Fi connected up to the iPad and transferring obviously my footage, transferring my images over by the Canon Connect software. But again, that was taking ages. It was draining the batteries in the iPad. It was also draining the batteries in the camera itself. So obviously you didn't want to have that disconnection where you'll end up corrupting something in the middle of doing the exchange. So I thought just because, you know, I'm looking at going abroad, photographing brown bears in Finland, that I needed to look into doing something a little bit different. Now, I looked into various options that were out there, and here's just two options that I looked at. So, I decided to look at the Unity Drive UT2. Great. Yes, you can put an SD card in. Yes, you can put your express card in. Fabulous. The amount of terabytes, I think you was getting about an average of 2 terabytes when I looked into it onto the Unity Drive. Can you exchange and put extra in that? Not sure, didn't look too far into that. The only thing is with that is, one, the weight. It was coming up at about 490 grams just for the drive itself, which is expected because you've got your SSD built inside it, you've got your power bank inside of it because it needs to be charged up so that you can back up on the go, and that's great. I like that idea where you have the Unity bank, you can be out and about in the field, you can pop your cards in it and you can back them up. The only problem is it was about $400 for a price of picking one of them up. Yeah, okay, great. It's about £300 in our, in British pounds. That's not too bad. But at the moment in time, I didn't really want to be paying that much out. So then I looked into the Lexar workshop. Is it Work Go? Or Workstation Go? Something like that. Oh, great. Lexar. I use their cards. All my SSD cards, my express cards, should I say, all my SD cards, and all my SD, micro SDs are all Lexar. I thought, okay, let's stick with a system. Maybe that would work. See what they have to offer. So I looked into the workshop, actually it's called a Workflow Go for Lexar. And I looked at it and thought, yeah, it looks okay. The only downside I had to that is that you had to buy the GoFlow base first, which had the like a power bank that clipped into the bottom of it that obviously allowed it to work when you wanted to use it. So they're great. So you could buy the base. That worked out about £90. Then you had to look that you needed to get the module that clipped inside. But it didn't have a multiple module where you could put, 2 different kind of cards in. No. The first module would only allow you to put the SD card and the micro SD, which was one setup, so you could slide that in. Okay. That works out about another £90 to £95 just for that module. So we're already up at nearly £200. And then obviously I had to look at getting my module for putting my express card in. Now this is an express card type B, because obviously I'm a Canon user. You can get type A's as well. So again, I needed to get a separate module for that. That worked out another £100. So already you've got your power block that goes in the bottom. You've got your base where it all slides in. You'd be carrying another 2 modules with you, because again I've got another 2 modules, because I've got 3 types of memory cards that I'm using while I'm out and about on the go. But then you've also got to buy your module with your SSD. So for example, one of them was for 2 terabytes of memory for you to put in. So we're now up to 5 pieces of equipment that I'm now having to carry. And I think that worked out at about £300 just for the 2 terabyte SSD that needs to go into this system. So again, that all tossed it up to approximately £600. Yeah, the module looked great. Liked how the capacity, the portability was of it and everything. But I didn't like the idea of having to have all these different modules and SSDs. The only thing I did like about the Lexar is you could get a workflow base which fit 6 SSDs in it. So if you was to go out and about on like a holiday somewhere, and you was wanted to back up all your images and all your footage, which is what I would be doing, that you can take the hard drive straight out of this Workflow Go and pop it into their Workflow Go that pretty much is like a unit that sits on your Mac here. For example, I could sit it at the side of my Mac, plug the SSD in, and instantly, I've got access to all my footage and images. But again, it was the weight that was basically the price as well that made me think, maybe not at all. So I continued searching, trying to look for an affordable and easy way, and basically a very portable way of backing my images up on the go. So I came across a very small piece of equipment, and it worked out about £80 to £90 I paid for it, and it's perfect. Bear me 1 second while I go and get that piece of equipment for you. So, let me introduce you, and I just want to say and declare that this is not a paid promotion for any equipment whatsoever. I can confirm that everything that you see today has been bought out of my own hard working money. Okay, so let's introduce you to the SmallRig CF Express 9-in-1 docking station. So let's show you that. There you go, as you can see the docking station. So we've got 9-in-1 options. Now, I have gone for the Express Type B because, as I said before, I am a Canon user and that is the type of card that I need. Everything else, SD, micro SD, it's standard no matter what. So yeah, I come across this piece of equipment. As you can see, it's very small, very portable. It comes with a USB-C to USB-C connector, and it connects up to my iPad with no problem whatsoever. One piece of equipment that I do have, I'll bring that in for you as well. So as well as the docking station, which I've got here from SmallRig, fabulous piece of equipment, actually quite solid. You know, it's metal, pretty grippy. Yeah, stick it in your pocket, brilliant. But we'll go back into that in a couple of minutes' time. So as well as the SmallRig and the iPad, which is now together here, I've used this SanDisk, which is one of their portable SSDs. Again, as you can see, flat as a pancake, nice and easy. Clip it onto your rucksack if you want to, clip it onto a clip inside your bag, laptop bag, wherever you like to put this. And I picked up, a bit back now, this 1TB one. And again, it comes with your wire, which is a USB-C to USB-C. And with this, and this, and my iPad has become my new go-to backing up system while I'm on the go. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to rearrange my desk here and the camera. And what we'll do is, I will show you exactly how to set this up and how quick it is to transfer from a card to an SSD. And I tell you now, it is super quick. So bear with me, let me do a change round, and then we can discuss further into how this system is going to work. And you never know, it might be just what you've been looking for as well. Okay, so we're all connected up now with the iPad. Now this is an iPad Pro. It's not a new one. It is just the original iPad Pro that came out. Well, that doesn't matter. It's up to date with its software, and that's all that matters to me. You know, whether it's this one or a new one, everything will still work exactly the same. So originally, like I said, I would have my cards within my camera, and I would have the Canon Connect software on my iPad, and we would use Wi-Fi to keep transferring images over. And it was like a case of like 1, 2, 3, 4, and sometimes you get to 5 and it'll be a bit of a delay and it wouldn't connect up at all, or it would lose connection, and then you'd be starting all over again, and sometimes you'd end up with duplicate images sat actually onto your iPad. And that's another thing as well, is with transferring from your camera directly to your iPad, it was putting your images straight onto the iPad hard drive. Now, depending on how big your hard drive is, if you choose for your portable iPad or any other option really that you have out there, if it's an Android system, I can't really discuss Android system, I will be honest. I am Apple all the way with my computers, my iPads, my phones, everything, because I just love the connectivity that I can do between everything. So I apologise that I can't talk much about working with other systems, but I would say there's plenty of maybe YouTube videos that are out there that would help you and assist you if you do have anything other than an iPad. Now, as I said, this was a slow way of doing it through the Connect. It was blocking up my hard drive on my my iPad here, and it was a nightmare. It really was a nightmare to keep working with it. So again, I needed to look into something a little bit better, and this was my best way of doing it. So let's discuss it. So let's, first of all, your SmallRig. So on your SmallRig, you have, let me say, one, two, yeah, you've got the two USB ports, your main connection lead, which is here at the top, which is what we're going to put our USB-C cable into. Now, if you ever do get one of these, this is the port you have to place your connection cable into, whether you're connecting it into your Mac or your PC, or you're going to be connecting it directly to an iPad or, like I say, an Android system if this system works for you. You do have another USB-C on there. You also have HDMI. So if you have anything that needs to be connected by HDMI, you also have that as well. And it looks like there's some sort of like an Ether connection also here as well. I will probably never have to use that. And then at the back end side here, we've got our Express card, we've got our SD card, and they call it a TF slot. I call it a micro SD card. But yeah, definitely, whichever you prefer to say on that. So what I'm going to do is let me just stick my iPad when it comes up and allows me to do it. Let's stick it into record on the screen, and then you can see everything that I'm going to be doing today. So the one thing we want to do is we want to go from our Express card, which I know that there's possibly still footage on there from when I was last out, and we want to go directly to our SSD memory card. So let's get that connected up. Again, this is all USB-Cs as well. Right, so first thing we want to do, we want to go into our Finder, where you will see everything from our iCloud drives and everything on there, and we want to connect up our docking system here. Okay, let me just move some of this loose wire out of the way. Okay, so I've connected up my docking wire, and now I want to connect up my SSD. These are the two things that we need to make sure that are working first. So if I connect that into there now, you will see on my left hand side it says Express SSD. So I now know that my SanDisk hard drive is here and it's connected, so we're good to go. And if I click onto there, you'll see at the moment I've got no files on there. But what I will do just for this video, I will create myself test files. Okay, right, so we want to connect up our Express card and start to back up. So what we'll do, we'll stick that into the slot here. Make sure I put it in the right way. You will hear that it clicks in. It's got like a spring-loaded action on there. And hopefully, there you go. On my left-hand side again, you can see that it says EOS Digital, because again, I'm a Canon user. So what we want to do is we want to tap into EOS Digital, and I will go into my DCIM folder and my 100 Canon. And as you can see, my apologies, you can see there that there's some video clips from when I was last out, which was the 16th of November. So what we want to do to transfer, what I'll do is I'll transfer three of these files over just to make it a bit quicker, just purely for this video. And we want to transfer it over to our Express SD. So what we do is we want to select our first three folders, and then we will go down to the bottom where it says move, and we want to move it to the test folder on our SSD, and then we'll hit copy. And then if you look in the top right hand corner next to select, you'll see that there's a little pie graph that's now just completed. And if I go over to my Express SD into test folders, there you go. How quick was that for just transferring 3 video files over from what was off my Express card? Another thing as well is, as you can see, I've got the express card in. You can also add in your SD card at the same time. So if you're backing up, I don't know, several folders from your video file, but you also want to start backing up your images as well at the same time, you can, and I will show you. So we will go into, unfortunately they're both named the same, these cards. I really do need to name them differently, but I just never have done it, to be honest. So let's go back into my video files, and as a test we will select all the files just to give you an idea what you can do with this. And we want to move them again, and we want to put them on the Express, and we'll create another folder. Again, we'll just call it test file 2, just so that I can add in the same files so they're not duplicated, and it's obviously causing me problems. So there we go, test file 2, so we want to copy them over. So they're on the way, but I also at the same time now, I want to go and select some images. So I want to select all my images. I could select them all if I wanted to, but I won't because there's quite a lot on this card. But I'll just select you the first 5. And again, hit move, over to the SSD, over to test 2 because that's the file that we're doing with it today, hit copy, and basically you are copying your SD card over and your express card all at the same time. Now when I was doing this via my camera on Wi-Fi directly to my iPad, I had to do my SD card or express card one at a time. I could not do multiple. So for me, that is a game changer. And again, the same. You can put your micro SD card in, or your TF card, whichever you want to call it. You can put that in, so you've got all 3 cards in at the same time. So I could be backing up in one folder or multiple folders my video footage from my DJI Pocket, my video footage from my Canon R5, and all my images that I've taken that day also off my R5. And basically, it is an absolute game changer for the sheer fact of it takes less time. And that is what I want when I'm out and about on the move. I don't want to be faffing around, taking forever, trying to transfer stuff. Basically, when I go on my workshop to Finland in next year, we're going to be out and about all night and won't be getting in until 7 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll be going back out again at 4 o'clock in the evening. I want to be able to get in, get my breakfast, get on the iPad, transfer my images over from the day, and know that I've got a backup of everything. Then I can go and get my head down for a couple of hours, or I can go out and adventure into the forest area where we're going to be based. But I know then that everything is backed up securely and quickly, and I'm not wasting time faffing around with my camera using the Connect system via Wi-Fi that would take me absolutely hours to back my stuff up. And I'm not being funny, but for the total cost of, short £200 for both this hard drive and this fantastic SmallRig docking base, with my iPad, which I've had for ages, it's going to make an absolute difference. And also, let's disconnect everything. So basically, there's your 2 wires. There's your hard drive. There's your memory card. And that's it. That is the smallest amount and less weighing equipment to carry with you, whether you're going international or you're just travelling around the UK doing wildlife. I could throw that into my car, and if I want to go out and do a 4-day shoot, come back, have a break, back up what I've got, have a little look at my images, and then go back out again. There, it's nothing. not hardly anything. I wouldn't even like to weigh this, to be honest. I think the heaviest part is your iPad. But again, it's still a heck of a lot lighter than carrying a laptop. So what you would be down to basically is you've backed everything up. Just connect up your hard drive. You could put that directly into your iPad if you wanted to. Again, we're still screen recording. And there you go. There's my SSD. I could go into my test folders. I don't even know what these images are, to be honest. There you go. It's not the greatest images. It's the back end of a cultite, unfortunately. But it means that now I've got all my footage here, all my images there, and in my downtime, I can go and sit and edit. I can throw that basically into Lightroom. Let's have a look. Let's go and share it. And let's stick it into Photoshop. So hopefully that image will transfer over. There you go. It's going on to there now. Let's get rid of all the new updates. And there you are. Within a couple of minutes, I'm sat there already editing images. You know. And like I say, because I'm an Apple user, I use Final Cut Pro for my editing of my videos. It means that I can use my Final Cut Pro onto my iPad. And also, another option as well is I have my phone. Again, I can plug this system into my phone, just like this. Oops. See, I'm trying to do this in a bit of a rush now, aren't I? So there you go, connect that up to there, pull my hard drive out of there, shove that into there. Again, stick a card in. I'll tell you what, let's go with an SD card for a change. Put the SD card in, just like that. I can unlock my phone, go straight into the files section of your phone, and all being well, if I can go back, because I also have quite a few things on here, I can then bring up all my images and I can edit then on the go. So I don't necessarily have to have my iPad, I can have my phone as well. Even if it's just a case of backing it from one thing to another. So I thought I would share that one with you. You know, I thought it's the lightest way of transferring images and it's just super quick. You know, I use this on my Mac, I use it on my iPad, I use it on my phone. And yeah, absolutely recommended for anybody who wants to back up on the go. So there you go. I thought I'd just share that one with you. So again, I know it's only a short video, and like I say, because of the weather, it has been a little bit of a struggle to get out and about at the moment. And yeah, I'm hoping soon that the weather changes. I know I'd rather have snow than rain. At least I can get out, take photographs, and get something different. But this rain at the moment and the storms that we constantly keep getting, it's giving me cabin fever. So I'm hoping to be out and about soon and hopefully bring some more good videos to you of what it is that I can capture. Right, I hope you've enjoyed that. I thought I would just share it with you, you know, because I think that it is a really good idea. And yeah, so if you found this video very interesting whatsoever, and you know you're considering looking at these options yourself as well, then just give me the thumbs up on this video. And if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button. You know, it's free of charge, it doesn't cost you a thing. And again, as always, I have my Buy Me a Coffee webpage if you do want to support me in any way, shape or form, no matter how big or how small. Every little bit counts. and helping me continue to bring these videos to you. Right, I think I'm going to get packed up now, put all this gear away, and the batteries are charged, the camera is in the bag, and hopefully I'll be out soon on my next adventure, and I'll make sure you come along with me. So bye for now, I'll see you in the field.